Hi guys, welcome to day 5. I can't believe it's the end of the week 1 already. Time for rest I think over the weekend before we start again on Monday. But before we do, how many of you managed to get your rocket launched yesterday? It was a bit windy at my house yesterday. I think we were due some rain later on in the afternoon. So it'll be interesting to see if you managed to get yours done before it actually rained. So let's get on with today, shall we? Let's put that down. Well, it's day 5. Now, if we go all the way along here, we've actually got 2 things on the washing line today for day 5. We've got one here and one here. I wonder what they could be. I reckon fish and a bird. What do you think? Should we get on and make them anyway? Now, I promised you, I kept promising, saying you don't have to paint like this, do you? Don't have to paint at all. You could stick different things. So, as I promised, I thought we could do some sticking today. So I've already got my glue, and for some reason a feather stuck to my glue stick, but hey ho. So with my glue, I'm just going to glue. This is half of a plate or half of a cardboard circle, just cut in half. I like, for some reason, I like my fishes to be orange. I'm not quite sure why. Perhaps it's that Nemo in me that quite likes orange fish. So, once your glue is all over your half your plate like that, I've just got odd bits of cards here, and I can just glue them all on. But you could use tissue paper, as I said. You could just use bits out of a magazine, couldn't you? Just make sure your parents or your sister or your brothers read the magazine before you do. Otherwise you could get into trouble. So here am I, just putting it over now. I fancy putting some black bits on as well. A stripy or a dotty fish. See if I can get another one in there. I wonder what colours you'll make your fish. Will you make them the same as mine? Doesn't really matter, does it? You could have pink fish, or you could have rainbow fish. That would be rather good, wouldn't it? I like rainbow fish. I love that story too. So let's put some more black ones on. There we go. I'm trying to be as quick as I can for you guys. But there you go. So there is, let's get another, that's only one like this. There is my fish. Okay, now if you've painted it, or actually once you've done that, I was going to let it dry. What you can do, if you have a look at the one that's back here, over here, I've drawn some scales on and a face. Now, of course, if you're gluing, you could actually glue the scales on, because you could just do different colours. But if not, then you just need to do some scales, just like that. Just like doing little M's all the way along, or little 3s, or the other way up, little W's. Okay, and then what I always do, you've got to have, your fish has got to be able to see, yeah? And I always think a nice smiley face. So there we go, there's your fish. Now for your bird, I've done a blue one, and here's your, but I'm gonna, again, glue like I did my fish today. And I am going to blue, but I'm going to put some green in as well. And the reason why I'm going to put some green is because I've got some green feathers to go on there. So here we go, there's lots of glue there. Definitely a gluing day today, guys. So here goes some blue. And I've got some green as well, so we're going to have a multicoloured bird. I bet you've never seen a bird quite like this. Perhaps if you go to the tropics or somewhere like Australia, you might be able to see, all the Amazon rainforest has probably got multicoloured birds like this. But I don't think we quite have got multicoloured birds like this quite in the UK. Not yet anyway. There we go. Oh. Jessie's arms are aching trying to video this for you lot. Right, so there's, not done brilliantly, but I wanted to get you to see roughly what it could look like. And then, just like I did with the painted one, this is my painted one. I obviously did this earlier so the paint could dry. So if you do paint it, you're going to have to wait. Then you can put on some feathers. And if you're very clever, you could use a piece of card that you've done for the beak. And where's my pen? Let's do a purple pen here. And again, an eye for the bird. So there you go. There are your birds and your fish for today. Did you see those dress? Yes, brilliant. And obviously you can then draw on ones if you do it like that too. But again, if you use tissue paper, you can do exactly the same. So let's see what the Bible says about this. The Bible says, then God said, let the water be filled with living things, and let the birds fly in the air above the earth. So God created the large sea animals. He created every little thing that moves in the sea. The sea is filled with these living things. Each one produces more of its own kind. God also made every bird that flies, and each bird produces more of its own kind. God saw that this was good. God blessed them and said, have many young ones and grow in number. Fill the water in the seas and let the birds grow in number on the earth. Evening passed and morning came. This was the 5th day. So that is everything that God did on just one day, or the 5th day. But it tells me, I've got a list here of other things I reckon could be in the sea that he created. So we've got whales and dolphins, but sponges, jellyfish, clams and oysters, sea urchins and sea cucumbers, starfish, lobsters, worms, snails and many more. And what about all the birds that are in the sky? They are too many to name. That's a lot, isn't it? So I thought we would just stick to just a few to make now. I thought we could make a mobile. So you need a coat hanger, or you could just have a piece of wood. And then we're going to make all creatures to hang off it. Now I have got here already done. You'll do a jellyfish or an octopus. I think it's a jellyfish, don't you? I've done it a piece of card, done the face, and just sellotaped long strips of tissue paper to the back. And then what you need to do is get a piece of string and some sellotape. Why does sellotape never ever find the end? Then you need to get a piece of sellotape, stick it just like that to the back, and then you can tie it to your coat hanger. Now you could always decorate your coat hanger as well if you so wished, couldn't you? That would be quite a good thing to do. And then I've done another one here. I've done a bird. So I've just cut some paper or some card, and I made a fan out of another piece of card and just literally joined it at the top. And again, you just get a piece of string. Oh, lost the tissue paper. That's okay. We don't mind, do we? We can pick that up later. Again, just attach the piece of string to the top. There we go. And you can tie that on to your mobile too. It's a bit dark overhead, guys. I hope it doesn't rain while I'm trying to do this for you. Now, this is one I was going to show you. I've got a fish here. So this fish is just done with tin foil. So I'm going to put again, sellotape it and put it onto the mobile. And then I'm going to very quickly show you how I did it. So here we go. Let's find the end of the sellotape again. Just like that. And hang this up. So the reason I had the tissue paper that's gone on the floor is because I thought you could actually use tissue paper on something as well. You could cut out a seahorse and scrunch up a piece of tissue paper and stick that on. But this is what I did for the fish. I think it's the back of a, I don't know, probably a cereal packet or something, and a piece of tin foil. And actually, you don't have to have a new piece. You can have a piece that's been wrapped around sandwiches or something. And all you do is you put it on and you wrap it round. Just feel for the shape of the fish. That's all I did, was feel for the shape, and then just do it. And then what I did, I actually used a biro to make the marks on. And I haven't got, I don't think, a biro outside with me. So what I'm going to do is just use, oh, blowing away, so it's getting a little bit winded inside. So what you can do is use a sharp point, and with the sharp point you can mark the fish scales, a bit like I did otherwise. I don't know if you can actually see that, but you literally just mark down. I do have a Sharpie out here, and again you can just mark it on with those. And actually, if you make the ridges, you can mark it on. Oh, we've definitely got a flyaway jellyfish, and then you've got an eye and a mouth. But if you see with the one that I did earlier, you'll see that actually with the biro did that, made some really pretty patterns on. So let's get my other piece of string. We'll have two fish on here. And so when I was talking to you earlier, I had a thought about if you fancy getting messy with some paint, you could make a bird out of handprints. Because what you could do, think about it, it'd be a bird, couldn't it? So you could put your hand in some paint on some paper, do that, and then you could have a bird. I thought that was quite good. So let's tie this one on. So here is your mobile for today. What do you think? I know somewhere with a piece of wood that I was going to put it on, but I couldn't find it earlier. So there you go, there is your coat hanger mobile. I'm just going to hook it on to there. Let's see if it will hook on. Fantastic, well done guys. So that's two things for you to do today. I bet you could do much more exciting animals on there than I can. So what I thought we could do is your challenge for the weekend. In your resource pack, so you've either had your resource pack emailed to you or it's on the website. In there, there's a sheet that's got all different birds on, and you've got all weekend to do this. You can just sit at your window, or if you go out for a walk, and just see if you can spot any of those birds. So next week, so on Monday, I'll have my sheet and I'll tick what birds I think that I might have spotted over the weekend. And then what you've got to do is just remember, you've got a weekend to catch up doing the activities as well, haven't you? To email me at louisa.adams@stpaulscam.co.uk, and slowly as pictures are coming in, I'm putting some pictures on our Facebook page, which is St Paul's Children and Families. So guys, have a fantastic weekend, and I hope it rains, because we do need a little bit of rain, but I hope you don't get too wet and can get outside at some point. See you soon. Bye.